It's a very interesting question, Charlie, because I think a number of people have asked what's the secret, and I think if you could actually find that secret and put it in the bottle, we would probably earn a small fortune. It's very difficult because the standard answer to that is an awful lot of hard work, isn't it? Because that's basically what the club's about. But it's about an awful lot of decent people putting in a big shift for the best part of their lives, and it's always hard. And I know it's that bit of a cliche because I always point to the club's motto, but you know, the pride, the passion and the belief are the three key factors. And if we can bring those three factors together, then almost anything is achievable. I would like to think so. Everybody's talking about the billboard at the moment, North Ferriby United versus Wrexham, a full-time professional football club. And I think seeing both teams on that same billboard is something which should aspire all clubs in non-league, because essentially these things are achievable, and you don't have to have massive resources, you don't have to be in a city or a town with thousands upon thousands of supporters. It's really a question of being able to actually instigate that momentum, and I think if you can do that, and for all of those factors that we've just mentioned, with all of that pride, that passion and the belief, then essentially it's there for all. I'm absolutely delighted in the last few days to have had so many messages of goodwill from all of my fellow clubs within the Conference North, because every single one of them believes that we're carrying the flag and the banner for the Conference North in a competition which is dominated by the Conference Premier League, and for obvious reasons. But at the end of the day, it is doable, and obviously we're now in that position, and I really do hope it can inspire other clubs to do the same. That's an interesting question, actually, because I think certainly the credit that we deserve, I'm not probably best placed to say what we deserve. I think other people determine what credibility we should have. I believe that for the majority of the time we are overlooked. I'm always frustrated by virtue of the fact that even in the same competition, such as the FA Trophy, Grimsby Town, for instance, would get far more publicity than we would, and yet they're in the same competition. But this is coming back to that situation with regards to ex-Football League, Conference Premier, and I've always been told that you would have to be at this level to receive that amount of attention. Well, every time we achieve it, it never seems to change. And I suppose my curiosity will continue until such a point as we can elevate our club into the Conference Premier and see if it then changes. But I do feel the poor relation. We've got such a fantastic youth development, and there is an awful lot of good footballers in this area. And people have got to have an opportunity, and we try to give people opportunities. And I suppose the higher the team has come, it's become ever more difficult. But we never lose track. And of course, finances dictate obviously what you can do as well. And for people certainly locally, there's some wonderful players here. You know, there's been an awful lot of attention on this competition this year. For instance, just as an example, Adam Nicklin, young goalkeeper, he's been nurtured along in his career so far by Billy, and you know, a lot of people are looking at him at the moment and thinking, why on earth is he not playing football professionally? But there is so many players like him locally that we've been able and have the privilege to actually get involved with the football club that help us going along. And conversely, there's other players, you know, the other way around. Nathan Peake, for instance, obviously had a short career in football, I guess, I suppose, by footballing terms, but nevertheless, started with professional football, and then, of course, has come along and helped with some of the younger players, etc., bring them along. And it's that mix. And it's people like Nathan and people like Adam that will show both ends of the spectrum. And I suppose certainly when you think in terms of local players, isn't it fantastic that somebody like Adam Boulder, who's played at the very highest levels, has still got the heart, the desire and the legs to want to play at this level. And what he actually provides for the rest of the team is just incredible. He's an inspiration to everybody. And to have people like him on board at the moment just inspires the rest of those local players, hopefully, to better things.